It's dark in the living room, and the garments are strewn all about. With an open laptop sitting, Chrissy is clearly visible on the coffee table. She sits on the couch, red-eyed, angry. She grabs her phone while sobbing. Firmly, gazing at it in shock, she browsed through a collection of pictures exposing Jim's relationship with another lady. Chrissy's giggling and holding hands. The face expresses rage and anguish. Jim enters the front door nonchalantly. Oblivious to the strain, he freezes when seeing Chrissy's agitated look while doing the laundry. Jim addresses the problem. Chrissy stands with her stance over his face, uncomfortable, raising her phone to reveal him. Jim seems paler in the pictures as when he understands what she means, he takes off. Clearly, a hand ran through his hair. Having trouble coming up with the correct wording, Chrissy throws back her head, tears welling up down her cheeks. She looks aside in an attempt to. Jim steps in as she processes her feelings. More intense desperation in his gaze as he attempts at self-explanation. Chrissy crosses her arms, emotionally separating herself, looking out the window. She looks heart-heaviness when Jim retracts his remorse imprinted momentarily on his face. Jim nods, realizing the significance of his acts, and stealthily exits the place crying. Chrissy falls onto the couch, the phone falling out of her grasp. She looks apathetically at the strewn clothing, feeling lost and deceived by those around her. The camera pans back to capture that the room was empty as Chrissy struggles to achieve a feeling of calm between the mayhem. Jim Jones and his long-term partner, Chrissy Lampkin, claimed to have hung up after she shared a mysterious picture on Instagram. Friday, September 20th, story by Chrissy Lampkin. Me a letter, and we both know that we'll never good luck finding someone that is similar to me. Nevertheless, I'll replace you by tomorrow. Although it's unclear what inspired the message, the couple's connection has a lengthy and recorded Rockies past when the pair first connected about 2 decades prior to a 2004 meeting in a 2011 Harlem lounge. Jim and Layman joined the Love cast and New York hip-hop as the pair seemed to genuinely care for one another. It was clear that Jim Jones frequently had concerns about getting married to. Chrissy said that later on in the series, she made the ballin' rapper We Fly High, as he did respond well when she got down on one. The pair has not yet exchanged vows. New York, December 13, Chrissy Lampkin L. and Jim Jones backstage at Deucepalooza on December 13, 2019. At Barclays Center, an image taken by Johnny Nunes in New York City. Wire picture. At some point, it needs to end by 2021. Chrissy Lampkin informs Jim Jones, despite spending 18 years together at the Lampkin, seems to be over the notion of union. On the 3rd season of VH1's During a Family Reunion, love and hip-hop were added. When he introduced the notion of them, she unexpectedly gets married at last. No, she said, you want me to be this? Passionately cooking this, that, and the other, but you're cruel when you get home. And you're aloof and chilly. The pair engaged in a heated back and forth where Jones admitted his mistakes and aversion to commitment. I've always been a man of my family. Hence, the only thing I can do is attempt to assist and pursue financial success. I want you to know that I'm not self-centered in any case, since I cherish you more than could adore anything in this world, no matter what. Been a lengthy journey, but in Chris' opinion has to end at some time. According to a recent exchange, Mama Jones, she and Chrissy Lampkin are obviously still not in agreement to talk. During an interview on the reality check program on People TV series, she stated rather frankly that we're on no words at all. There are none at all. To discuss this statement highlighted the continuous hostility between them, highlighting the distance that has described their partnership for a while now. It's crucial to remember that Mama Jones was featured in a recent Love and Hip Hop New York episode, but her presence didn't really help. To The Gap, Lampkin stated that she avoids her prospective mother-in-law at all costs, declaring that I am not in a relationship with. During the episode, I separated from her because we have his mother's disapproval. Family dynamics intricacies can be a cause of anxiety, particularly regarding partnerships. Jim Jones is a renowned New York rapper, and Chrissy have been a part of an intermittent relationship. Their romance lasted nearly 16 years. a long-term partnership that has endured. It will take over 10 years to culminate, and she just announced her nuptials. Layman's satisfaction with their partnership as admitting that getting married to the Dipet rapper is no longer a top first for her. But Mama Jones soon challenged this, asserting that Chrissy's declaration of dissatisfaction with Jim and her connection is unjustified. As a mother, I have certain expectations. She informed viewers on TV, adding that she believes Chrissy's demeanor has been a little impolite after joining their family, which I find intolerable. Idiocy, she went on, which I will adore whoever my son chooses. I will always cherish, while I'm aware that's who he loves that Jim and Chrissy do at the time, not have kids together, which increases an extra level to their partnership. Dynamics. Jim has indicated his intention to wed in spite of Chrissy's present indifference in taking that step. Mother Jones, in her typical, plainly expressed that I wouldn't imply that he merits more than she does, yet I'm not in favor of the notion of marriage despite spending a lot of time together. They haven't been prepared. In a recent A Love and Hip Hop New York episode, Chrissy Lampin clarified the causes. After her and Jim's extended participation during the most recent broadcast, she talked about coming back to the show, noting that after over 7 years, the producers had initially contacted her, wanting to have her back. They wished to return to the core of the show, she said. Thinking back on her relationship, she said, referring to our relationship, is doing well. I believe that marriage was the inevitable development, but it's not. We're all doing well right now. Chrissy and Jim's trip has been filled with difficulties ever since they first started courting in 2004, and over time they have experienced several relationships obstacles that Chrissy has openly 2016 discussion. She provided an explanation of her choice to stay for a long-time engagement with her fiancé at the time, saying, "Why would someone marry before if we're really ready? I don't want to leave." Due to a divorce, people decide to move at their own speed, and the reason I'm here is I've chosen to make vision their relationships play an important role. Of Hip Hop and Love with the next season 10 is slated to premiere in December 16th on VH1, with the pair prominently. A noteworthy incident was shown. Chrissy departing the New York Jim and moving to Miami is a critical moment, considered by many fans as a pivotal point in his partnership. Fearing he may lose, Jim made a risky move and asked her to in Miami. Chrissy is trying to make up for it, for what a lot of people thought to be his prior lack of dedication. But in spite of this grand gesture that the pair declined to, followers are curious about the marriage. Their relationship's future via the years of their love in brief glances have been displayed, demonstrating the love and the difficulties they encounter. Chrissy has made references to graver issues without disclosing all the information. She has made it quite evident that she genuinely loves Jim, despite the rumors and guesses are swirling on their dedication to her, a desire to participate and stand out in the spotlight. A commitment is demonstrated that is difficult to overlook. Yet a recent social media post implies that she may be getting close to shattering if she is thinking about moving on. Result from issues that haven't been fixed persisted for a long time in their partnership. In a more recent interview, much too long, Chrissy said she is aware that she's satisfied with their condition. My romantic life is stable in our partnership. Claimed that there were no fresh setbacks due. There will not be any new anticipations. We've shared so much time together that, despite being cozy and familiar, it's not my primary concern. This assertion bears a trace of resignation that implies she's acknowledged the chance that their love narrative might not conclude with the marriage. The partnership between Chrissy and Jim been everything but simple to understand, full of both unseen difficulties and overt expressions of love. Their journey illustrates the intricacies of public display of affection, regardless of they make choices going forward. Chrissy is adamant about setting priorities, her own contentment and health as they navigate this difficult section in their lives are yet unknown. If Jim will accommodate her needs or if their extended involvement will continue. It's simply that, a prolonged pledge without a wedding, as Chrissy keeps her attention on her well-being and personal development. There has been much speculation among fans about the reason the pair hasn't gotten the dive into the breadth of marriage justifications, from interpersonal disputes to problems with dedication, and the uncertainty surrounding their future serves merely to intensify this current discussion. Chrissy's cryptic, an Instagram post fueled the debate even further, Fire expressing that I am aware of you as well. Never, ever discover someone who is just like me. Anyway, good luck with your endeavors. I'll replace you by tomorrow. A great number of admirers read this communication, whose sender, when referring to Jim, it remains unclear, implying a possible confrontation between their connection and suggesting that Chrissy may be ready to put their protracted involvement is essentially the heart of their connection can be rooted in their dedication to one another despite, if it complies with social norms as they keep overcoming the obstacles that emerge, while they are also learning what does it mean to give priority to contentment on a personal and together in a global context, full with anticipating the real gauge of their love might be discovered in their capacity to develop, adjust, and provide mutual assistance. Whatever the future may bring, every day that goes by, the public continues to enthrall with their tale and ready for updates and perceptions regarding their connection, and the allure of their journey highlights the common ideas of love, dedication, and individual development that many find relatable, such as Christy and Jim continues to follow their path. Serve as a reminder that partnerships are not only about getting where you're going, but about the events and changes that take place throughout the journey. While they both welcome this new phase, we hope for a future filled with clarity, comprehension, and contentment, regardless of form that they may choose to adopt to go up the aisle or stay in. Given their existing situation, the emphasis should focus only on what makes people happy. Satisfaction on the love journey seldom linear, and occasionally the most crucial element is just staying loyal to oneself while traversing the difficulties in a partnership. For those after their journey, it acts as a warning that love isn't necessarily simple, even after years of experience together and exchange certain common experiences. Couples seldom make it to the altar, which is acceptable, and what matters most finds contentment and tranquility either in tandem or separately. As Chrissy and Jim manages this new phase of the globe, observes carefully, looking for clarification and contentment for both, regardless of the route they finally chose. The days advance, the dynamics of their relationships are still changing, highlighting the peaks and valleys that come to every encounter with compassion. Being in public adds another level to their writing a story together. And yet, there is some conflict with Mama. Joan serves as a continual reminder that family has a big influence on interpersonal connections, and the difficulties in negotiating those waters might sometimes be too much for both. Chrissy and Jim have undergone personal development. With time, they became aware of their challenges and victories along the way. Collectively, there have been a lot of lessons, not only about romantic relationships, but also about mutual respect and comprehension in communication. As they consider their time spent together, they can also be thinking about what they really desire for their future. Both alone and together, the talks about marriage frequently represent more general social norms. And it's evident that Jim and Chrissy are managing these anticipations in a special manner. The demands from supporters of the family and the industry can produce a tense environment, making it challenging to identify what is truly ideal for them. That their continued participation acts as evidence of the complexity of contemporary situations in which conventional, not all milestones coincide. Individual preparedness or inclination